Live from Cash's Corgis in Peculiar, Missouri, it's Buffalo Buffalo.
It's Buffalo, 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 yeah!
Welcome to Buffalo Buffalo. I am the Game Master, Daphne, and I am joined by the three biggest pains in my rear end. Jeff, Jerry, and Peg.
And hemorrhoids. Oh.
How are you guys?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I'm just cracking up over here watching Peg acting like a wacky waving up and flailing tube guy.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. The spirit came over me. I don't
I wish we had that recorded for video for that. Just this strange, just like...
It's like
I felt the spirit move me, and it was just right. It's a very religious worshiping experience to kick off this episode.
Laugh during Daphne's intro.
You know, I really thought that he was like going down a water slide. That's kind of what it looked like.
Limp noodle is what we're doing. So it's
Peg, I didn't know you were a religious guy.
Yeah. Well, so doing the limp noodle, it's part of the Pastafarian kind of religious aspect and stuff. Church has a lot of different aspects to it. They've got, you know, the worship ceremony, you get like all wavy and wacky and stuff. Ramen. And, you just learn through the ministry. Do they have like a ministry? What? Pastafarianism. So it's like pasta. Mm-hmm. They have different ministries of different pastas.
Do they have a minister of macaroni?
A minister, like a minestrone? Maybe. They might.
Oh my god, I love it.
So, how,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like we were just here.
It does feel like we were just here.
The week passed by so fast.
Yeah. What are... hello audience.
Hi.
What you may not know, or what you don't know.
Yeah, you're a pain in the ass, not about
No.
Know your role.
And shut my mouth. Yes, I know.
We're recording 2 episodes back to back tonight, so everyone's just a little bit punchy, and it's late, and we're all a little tired.
And this is my second glass of whiskey. Most of the first one went through my nose. So,
but I'm making the same beer can of beer last 2 episodes. There's not a lot left though. So,
congratulations on that effort and feat.
Mm-hmm.
Good
job.
job.
Don't talk about my feet.
Mm-hmm. Peg's not on only feet.
No, not yet. We're gonna have to have like a Patreon first, but then we're gonna need some like high tier subscribers, and then we can talk about that stuff.
Okay,
we'll see. But no feet for
Jerry
free.
is on OnlySans.
So I have a funny question. I usually get pedicures like every 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm curious, have any of you ever had a pedicure?
That is a funny question.
It's a hilarious question, Daphne. No,
why would our pets get pedicures?
Not a pet
Jerry?
pedicure.
A pedicure.
It's when you cure your pets.
It's where you you give your cats medicine.
No. Like bacon. It's when you cure
bacon.
them.
Okay.
You cure your pets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No.
No, I never have, although I have considered it. I have a lot of difficulty. Like, I can't even scratch the bottom of my own foot. Like, it just tickles me too much, bothers me too much. So the idea of having somebody else, manipulate my feet, as much as I would like to have a pedicure, it's like I'm nervous about that.
You're like just this grown, bearded man walking in and sitting down and having somebody start working. You're going,
and then you get a case of the giggles.
And then I kick them in the face accidentally. And...
I don't know if it's still legal, but
pedicures? Yeah, they are.
No.
Yeah, they're fine, Jay.
No. Have you ever heard of those fish pedicures? You stick your feet in water and the fish eat the.
Oh yeah. The ones that eat like dead skin and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd have to have a pedicure first because my feet need to
the fish all die. You put your feet in, and all of a sudden the fish all turn belly up.
Stick your feet in, and they just float.
What have you done to our fish?
I also have very ticklish feet, but I've gotten used to it, and it just feels so good. Especially because if you think about it, your feet, they keep you're walking on your feet all the time, and they
citation needed.
You sure about that?
Well,
the average number of feet that people have is less than 2.
It's true.
Really, I walk on my shoes with my feet.
Mm-hmm.
yes, but your feet take a lot of abuse from you as a person.
I do tend to smack my feet around when they get,
Yeah.
when they get...
No.
Every night when I lay in bed, I just look down at my feet and yell all kinds of horrible, demeaning things at them.
So
That
You're
isn't what
beneath
I
me.
meant at all.
you don't deserve those souls.
I'm just saying pampering yourself is a really good thing to do.
Treat
And
yourself.
I was
I've never
curious.
Never understood a diaper fetish.
Yeah.
It's too weird for me.
You could always huggies yourself instead.
I mean, to each their own, but I don't get it. It's a little weird. For me, I'm not going to yucky or yum, but just, I don't want to hear about it.
Or see it.
Yeah,
Or see it, yeah.
Let's not, please. Yeah. Well, to that end, I do, occasionally do a full deep tissue massage.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have a place here locally that does that. They have a great facility. So
They just
good stuff.
put you in a giant box of Kleenex.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's hard to crawl out. It's deep tissue.
Yeah.
Deep tissue.
Jerry, did you say grape tissue? Grape?
Deep tissue.
Okay, it sounded like you said grape tissue, and I was
Wait,
wondering
a crepe
if
massage?
what you did. A grape massage. Can you imagine with grapes?
A crepe with grapes?
Yeah.
A grape crepe.
In a crate.
That sounds great.
A crate of crepe grapes. Yeah.
Well, this has gone way beyond. I was
This
just
train
trying.
is off the rails. We need to get that submarine back on the street.
Yes.
Okay,
Man.
so
Put that bus back in the water.
I think this is as good a time as any to tell you that we don't have a game this week.
Okay. That's
We're going to do
unfortunate.
something a little bit different. And it's just going to be I've got some questions that I'm going to ask and we can have a discussion.
I didn't sign a consent form for this.
Yeah, you did.
You're here. That's your consent.
Yes.
Hit
Yeah.
the,
Zoom does say the okay. It's Zoom is recording button.
Yeah.
That was the you're right.
Because we
Yeah.
have recordings in progress.
Got me again,
We
Daphne.
have recordings in progress, not regress.
Yeah. You're right.
We did have one
I
recording
think-
in regress, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Daphne, for that one.
I thought that you enjoyed that when I did that, didn't you?
I did. It was amazing.
I mean, it was kind of fun, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So, I think that you'll enjoy this because the questions are not what you think they are. I'm not going to ask
They're
you.
answers. It's Jeopardy. What is
No.
the game?
No. The questions are actually fun. I'm not
Oh, God.
I'm not asking you what is the meaning of life or what do you think blah blah blah. No.
42.
As most of our games go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first question is you are now a late night talk show host. Who do you invite as your first guest?
They have to be living?
Nope.
Okay.
It might scare your viewers. They're not.
Well, ideally, they would be alive on the show. Not
Please welcome, dropping to the stage from the rafters.
please welcome in this urn Or oh no, my first the first one that pops into my head is Steve Martin. He's fantastic. Just anytime you watch him on, anything. And he's one of the first comedians I ever listened to. Way back when I was way too young to listen to his comedy, and my dad would play his albums and just subtly fast forward through certain parts.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, no kidding. I had the redacted version of Wild and Crazy Guy for so long. But yeah, no, it's Steve Martin.
Okay. What about you, Jerry?
Colby Minifie.
Now, do you want to explain why?
That's such a weird answer. That's a shocking answer. I don't get it at all.
No, just because I'm interested in her career and
her hair.
I want to hear her talk. Well, that too. But
now, actually, I have a serious question here because I can't think of anything I've seen, although I'm sure I have. I can't think of anything I've seen Colby Minifie in aside from Fear. So that's
The Boys.
The Boys.
So that's not her actual accent, is it? The one in Fear, the southern accent.
No,
Okay.
no, she's from Manhattan.
Okay.
And her address and social security number are. No.
Here are the times when she will not be home.
No.
Oh, Jerry.
I'm not that bad.
Jeff.
Jesus.
Okay, Paige.
It's a tough question because there's so many very specific and niche answers I could give that are musicians and comedians and internet personalities and people that I enjoy the answers that are people that a lot of people might not know in general that are just for me is oh yeah, I can pick Tyler Joseph from 21 Pilots or Rhett McLaughlin from Rhett and Link or Brennan Lee Mulligan, but I think honestly the one that's as a talk show host where I want to make it a really cool conversation for people who this is somebody that people know and could talk about an array of different things. The first one that comes to my mind is Daniel Radcliffe, honestly.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a really good one.
Just mainly actor standpoint, but he's done everything under the sun from being a child actor and then moving out of that and doing indie art films and horror and drama.
Going from Harry Potter.
Comedy and
going from Harry Potter to AQ was just kind of I remember reading that article about him in AQ and I was wait, Harry Potter?
Right. Yeah, doing stage productions. I am lucky enough to humble brag, I've seen him perform on Broadway in New York City before, and it was incredible. And that was just it was Harry Potter, blah, blah, blah. But no, the fact that he had the chops to do that and blow everybody away, I was okay, no, this person is incredible.
Yeah, that's a good one. Daphne, are you going to be answering these as well? Or?
No, not today.
Okay, we'll have to come back to that.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, good. You were so serious about that. I thought you were no.
No. So for me, it's really interesting. I thought about this, and I would go with Ricky Gervais because he's funny.
It's true.
He does so much to support animals and animal welfare. And David Brent is one of the most ridiculous characters that
yes,
I've seen ever. And it would have to be, it was between him and John Cleese.
God, I would love to do John Cleese. I'd love to have John Cleese.
Love John Cleese.
I'd love to just sit for 5
Jeff
minutes.
said he would love to do John Cleese.
No,
so badly.
Hey. In all seriousness, John, if you're listening, I'm open.
Give him a call.
I would not turn down anybody from Monty Python.
Mm-hmm.
I would not.
The full Monty Python.
I would not kick John Cleese out of bed. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
Because he's really big, and it would be hard.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
I am a little bummed because John Cleese actually came to Rhode Island Comic Con last year, and I really wanted to go, but I just didn't. I didn't get there, and they're just Fawlty Towers. I mean, I know everyone knows him from Monty Python and other things, but for me, Fawlty Towers was such. It was one of the British comedies that really got me hooked on British comedy, and to this day, I still really appreciate the British.
I just went
sense of humor.
back and watched the Germans episode earlier this week, which is, for me, I think the funniest half hour in television history is the Germans episode of Fawlty Towers. From beginning to end, I remember the first time I saw that, I was sick with laughter. like stomach, just clutching my stomach in pain, laughter.
Yeah, mine is the Mrs. Richards episode where she doesn't turn her hearing aid on, and it just, I just love that show so much, and so it would have to be one or the other. They're both, in my heart that loves British comedy, they're both very, very, very high at the top of the list. So
yeah, I like it.
Okay. So here's another one. What's the weirdest food you've eaten? I know, Peg, this is going to be hard for you because you've eaten a lot of weird food.
I have not eaten a lot of weird. Honestly, the only one that comes to mind is the one that you absolutely don't want to hear about, which is when I had frog's legs.
No. We know how I feel about frog's legs.
Yes, you don't want them in you.
No, I do not.
But that was the one, and I remember I was on a cruise with my parents and grandparents, and it was one of those things where it was like, the menu was kind of like, order any of these entrees, or any of, and then order any of these appetizers, or any of these desserts kind of thing. And so I spent the week, and I mean, I wasn't old. I was 14 maybe. And it was just like, I spent the week trying new foods. I was just like, you know what? I'm never going to go to a restaurant. First of all, I'm not likely to go to a restaurant where this is on the menu. And second of all, if it is, I'm not going to order it because I'm not going to want to risk not liking it.
Yeah.
And so it was like, there's no risk here. If I don't like it, they'll bring me a new dish instead, kind of thing. So yeah, I tried a handful of different things, but the one that sticks out was the frog's legs, which were quite good. Honestly, it doesn't taste much different from chicken. But
yeah, I'll let you have that experience. Yeah. It's not one that I want. Jerry, what about you?
Let me see. I would think either. It's not weird, but it's just a sushi dish. It's either monkfish liver or sea urchin.
Okay.
Yeah. Uni.
Yeah.
Didn't care for uni too much.
It tasted like if you made the ocean into a fishy jelly substance.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sell it well.
No.
I'll eat. I'm famously notorious for I'll eat literally anything just about, but uni, just wasn't my favorite. Yeah.
But monkfish liver I've grown to like, so
I have to try that.
Oh, if you're anemic like I am, it is wonderful.
A lot of iron. I do love liver, so yeah.
And so you're going to go with uni pig, or is there something else?
No, because honestly, the way I look at it, because I could go with a lot of like different dishes, whether it's uni or escargot or durian that I enjoy. Like there's a lot of quote unquote weird foods. Like some kind of dish that was like a lot of black beans and rice and like blue corn tortilla, like a chili quiles that had banana and stuff in it. Oh
gosh.
Like a lot of like weird, but honestly they're not really weird. It's just culturally different to the United States. Like, they're just different cultures and cuisines. So I'm like, in other parts of the world, those are the least weird things that can exist. So I think one that's just weird, it will be just go to, for Walking Dead fans, there was an episode of apocalyptic Walking Dead-ness where I think Eugene, the character of Eugene, used what he had and made a big old bowl of mac and cheese with minced garlic and sardines.
God.
And I remember a lot of people talking about that when that episode aired, and so I went out and bought the stuff and made it at home so I could feel his pain, see what was going on. It was for science. So I'm going to say that's kind of the weirdest one, is doing a sardine and garlic mac and cheese a la The Walking Dead. And while it wasn't that bad, I wouldn't do it again.
That's terrible.
Oh,
I remember you did a video about it.
Yeah.
It's available somewhere in the Zedhead videos. For me, it's conkles. They're like snails, sea snails, basically, in a shell. And I think I've told this story before. So.
Or mentioned it at least.
My mom always fixed them, so I didn't really know what they look like until she said, "Oh yeah, I got you some conkles. You'll have to pick them out and do everything." I had no idea. When I did it, I'm like, "Oh my god, that's what they are." Yeah, I haven't had any in such a long time though, but I really
thought you were going to say you haven't had any since then.
No, it hasn't been that long, but it's been a long time. I love conkles. They're really good. But I like most seafood anyway. Okay.
I was just looking up that recipe, and I came across one for Mediterranean garlic and herb-crusted roasted sardines, and it's like, I actually want to try that.
That's good. I'm glad that there's a whole bunch of you clicking on the recording, Jerry. That's my reaction to what he did.
He's like, oh great, he's Googling.
You know what, Jerry? I clean the file up before I send it to him, and they're still clicking it.
It won't be a big deal because he wasn't talking at the time. But, yeah.
Right. You have to stop the clicking. Put the keyboard
he's
away.
A click addict. All right.
Okay.
What's next?
Here's a good one. What is the silliest thing that you're pretty good at?
Okay, I've got mine. Saying the alphabet backwards.
Really?
Both saying it and singing it.
Okay.
So, for example, I can say it ZYXWVUTSRQPNMLKJHGFEDCBA.
Okay.
Or I can sing it. Sing with me, you won't, I'm next. C's, B, A, me, know I now. ZX and W, VUTSRPO. No, that's not it. I lost it somewhere in there. It's been a long time since I've sung it.
You can't do
I've sung it. But I think I lost a syllable somewhere in there. But I couldn't do it, just the letters. ZYXWVUTSRQPONMLK JIHGFEDCB and A. So if I ever get pulled over at a traffic stop, I am all ready.
You're good. So drunk driving, do it to your heart's content, Jeff. That's what we've learned here. That's
there's nothing wrong with drunk driving as long as you can pass the, pass this field sobriety exam.
Is that an official position?
That is absolutely not an official stance.
No.
I am not going to go on record. Even as a
we haven't had a good official stance in a while, but we're not sure that's going to be the one to come back. Yeah.
No, I will not take an official stance on a pro-drunk driving official stance.
No.
Oh, God.
How about you, Jerry?
I was thinking of this, and it's like, I do a ton of silly little things, but not, if I, let's see, I can take off my socks with my toes. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's like if I drop something on the ground and I'm barefoot, I could just pick it up with I'm like monkey feet
with your opposable toes.
With my opposable toes,
Nice.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to think of the others. Maybe if I'm feeling a little silly, with a server, it's like I'll fold their tip. If I have some cash on me, I'll fold their tip into a crane.
Nice. Mm.
What about you, Paik?
Nothing super special. I'm not like some incredible voice actor or anything. But no, I think just silliest that I'm decent at, however, is stupid, silly voices and things.
Elmo.
Elmo.
Elmo really like to do that sometimes. Yeah, just like, and it works that like I spend a lot of time, like my job that I've had for, almost 11, 12 years is like, entertaining somebody, like a lot of it. And so voices and stupid things come up, and then spending time with kids, like mentoring stuff at elementary schools, like it's something to have in my back pocket. Like even I think last week, hint hint, as in hour or two ago, when we recorded the last episode, I mentioned like hanging out and like playing video games with my niece, and like so like playing Minecraft, and like she does like the different lobbies and stuff, all the online creative modes. And so there's like NPCs and stuff in there that have like any like Nintendo games and stuff have like the voice boxes that come up that like just show their dialogue, the dialogue boxes. And all she wanted me to do was just read the dialogue on screen in the different voices of the characters that I just, however I imagined that they would sound like. And so she was working at some dog grooming place, and the receptionist that you have to talk to at the beginning and end of every day was just like, oh, hey boss, how you doing? Let's come on in and do that. Like, it's just very, just being able to like throw out like stupid voices and silly stuff, which makes like GMing RPGs and stuff fun, because voices. So I have fun with that. That's probably the silliest, like, stupid thing that I guess I'm halfway decent at. I'm pat myself on the back.
You are very entertaining with your voices. That is a talent that you have. For me, it's not really silly, but it's the only thing I could really think of. I'm really good at replacing American Girl doll wigs.
You are, yeah.
I am. I'm
with
good
real hair.
I'm really
From
good.
her victims.
I'm really good at fixing like American Girl dolls, and I've kind of had to become good at it because Elizabeth went all in on it, and it's not that she's rough on the doll wigs,
but she's
Rachel
not
is
gentle.
much worse. She's not gentle. And so the wigs have to be replaced from time to time, and she has the kids' Facebook Messenger, so she'll just like take a picture of the doll with the wig has fallen off and just send it to me. And I'll realize, I'll get another wig. The dolly dog.
She drinks too much juice and gets into a bar fight with the doll and starts slinging it by its hair.
No. When I got her first one, my brother, my sister-in-law, and I went in together to get her one.
You got your niece a wig?
Mm-hmm.
No, an American Girl doll. When I got it for her, we wrote a note from the doll to come with it saying, "Hi, blah, 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 blah. Don't get water in my eyes. Don't do this. Take care of this." And I think it helped. It helped her understand she's very serious about rules. And so that, I think, helped. Rachel, on the other hand, she's decent, except she's much rougher with wigs. Yeah. The wigs are... I just replaced the wig on one of her dolls, and sometimes I can fix the wig. There was no way I could get into the snarled mess that this wig had become. It went straight to the trash. And a new wig was brought in, and I delivered it last week.
Nice. That's a cool one.
So, next one. Let's see. Would you rather be the funniest or most intelligent person in the room, and why?
I mean, I'm already both, so...
Wait a minute, that's my joke answer. No,
I mean, technically, I'm the only one in my room right now, so we're all the most intelligent and funniest people in our respective rooms.
I am probably the most intelligent, but not the funniest.
Who else is in your room right now that's funnier than you? One of the ferrets? Your untitled goose. That's fair enough.
Yeah, it's definitely funny.
Oh my god!
I have a head crab from. Oh, what is the game? Porto? Mm-hmm. Is it Porto?
No, Half-Life.
I have a head crab from Half-Life that's funnier than me too.
Well, for a second there, I thought you got crabs from playing a video game. So,
head crabs though.
You gotta be careful.
It's different. Yeah,
it's different.
Yeah, okay, different kind of crabs. Okay.
Yeah.
Generally, I strive to be the funny guy. So, that's probably my answer. Is I would rather be the funniest guy in the room.
What about you, Jerry?
I don't really know. See, a couple of my brothers are pretty smart, and we're all jokesters. So I'm not exactly sure. So if I'm already a jokester, I'd rather be the intelligent one.
There has to be the smart one, or the straight man, is what they call it.
Yeah.
In amongst the punsters.
Yes.
Well, we have...
Yes. You have to know a role. You have to know your role.
Mm-hmm.
And by role, I don't mean your dice roll.
Oh.
I mean...
Oh, I thought you were talking about, bakers, the test for bakers.
Yeah.
You've got to know your role and the butter you put on it.
But there was a bakery that I wanted to open called This Is How I Roll.
He just wanted to open it just for the name. He didn't want to actually run the bakery. He just wanted to have the name.
Ooh, now mixing... I just have a thought. Nobody steal this. Intellectual property. No, as I put it out on the internet for everybody. Because I'll probably never do it. A tabletop RPG gaming place for people to play D&D and different stuff. That is also a bakery, and it's called Rolls for Initiative.
Sorry, Jeff.
What?
Pounding.
What? See, this is a problem.
I was clapping.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Jeff. He's the one that edits.
I did apologize to Jeff.
I think he did.
He's the one.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Okay, Pake.
Yeah. The funniest. For sure. I feel like the more, as long as it's not too much, if you're legitimately the funniest, not oh my god, this guy's trying so
not the one where it's
funny.
I tell the most jokes,
right, where it just drives you. But if you are legitimately the funniest, people are just gonna enjoy your presence more. I feel like there gets a point, depending on the circumstance and where you are, the scenario and surrounding. But eventually you get to the point where if you just continue being smarter and smarter and smarter in the room, people are gonna be okay, we get it.
Yeah, you become actually,
Yeah.
No, the point is not to become actually.
And it's just there's enough seriousness and heavy bullshit in the world where it's I get a lot of joy from making people laugh. That's why I do this and several other things every week. Whatever little bit I can do. So yeah, definitely with the choice. It's funny is the way to go. Because again, it's just how I get by my day to day is humor.
Yeah, I have to go with intelligent because I just don't think I'm that funny, and I would be the person that would try too hard if I wanted to be the funny person in the room. I think it's just...
You are a very funny person. You just have... You're typically much quieter about it, and it's kind of... Whereas Paige and Jerry and I are very quick with we spout out the first thing that's in our minds. You tend to kind of sit on something and then drop it. Things like the reversed opening, where it's you don't tell anybody. It's just you drop something. It's oh my god, that's amazing, that's hilarious, kind of thing. but you kind of are a little more under the table about it. Or a little more just, quiet about it.
I have to be thoughtful. I have to
we're
think
just
about
like
things. You guys just drop.
We're just quantity over quality. So
we're just like give us attention. We're gonna keep trying.
Duffy, look at me. Look what I can do. I made a joke.
I am too worried about sounding stupid or silly.
And
so
Peg and I, in particular, I think are so far past sounding stupid.
Right. Whereas, we'll say a joke or a pun or throw something out and immediately realize, that was awful, that sucked. But you know what? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Wayne
so,
Gretzky, Michael Scott.
Wayne Gretzky. Of course.
Okay. This one, I think Peg will already know an answer for, but I still think it's a good one. What would your entrance theme song be if you were a professional wrestler? I'm very curious for the two of you. I think I know what Peg's going to go with, because we've talked about this before.
Yeah, I have a non-joke answer just ready to go.
Right.
I have answers that are selected in my mind right now that I've got.
Yeah.
My first temptation is to go with a joke. So I'm trying to think of some...
Really?
My
hot stuff, baby!
no, actually, it's something that maybe Daphne will know the song, but possibly not, which is They're Coming to Take Me Away, Haha, by Napoleon 14. Which would be just the most
come out
annoying entrance music to ever come out to.
Are you going to be coming out in a straitjacket?
Absolutely.
I feel like you have to.
You would have to, right? With that song.
Yep. You just have to have a manager with you that unhooks you at the times. Here, I'm sending him out. Here we go.
I go out there. I'm still all strapped in. Please be gentle.
Headbutt.
If I was going to do something more serious, I'd have to think about that for a little bit. The first one that pops into my head, which I feel like has been used, it's been used a lot in baseball. I don't know how much it's been used in pro wrestling. Is Hell's Bells. But that was it Trevor Hoffman's entrance music? I think closer, mostly for the Padres. That you'd come out every time in the ninth inning to Hell's Bells, which I think is just a fantastic opening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe I'll go with that.
I don't know. I think they're coming to I think we've made up a whole gimmick for you and everything.
Right.
Jerry.
Not being a wrestling fan, I don't know.
Well, okay,
doesn't matter. Think about your entrance theme.
What would be your entrance theme?
You're walking into an arena or something like that.
Or into a room. Mm-hmm. It's Jerry, the king of engineers, coming in to slay you with his graphic programs.
I wouldn't make it known that I was an engineer. I'd just be Jerry.
Okay.
But, because, again, as I like to say, engineers are calculating and plotting, but we're not cold. So. But I was thinking, if I wanted a jokey entrance, I would do the from the first Superman movie, that Otis entry theme. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
It's been too long since I've seen that movie.
Yeah, so whenever you walked in, you'd hear that theme.
Okay.
Senor Pig.
Yeah, again, no joke answers. Like I said, I have legit answers locked in and loaded, ready to go that are just for real. They're newer songs, but that's just because as newer stuff comes out, then I if I have something replaced. So both of them came out last year in the past 2 years. But and I have two of them because depends on my alignment, kind of what I'm doing at the time. Am I a heel or a face? Yeah, exactly. because like the gimmicks that kind of go with them. So I have as a face, I Am My Own Muse by Fall Out Boy off of their latest album. It's got, and this is niche for just wrestling fans if they're listening. It has like an orchestral opening that's very Demon Finn Balor. And so it kind of puts me in that mode. Dun, 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 and then gets like real rocky and stuff. It's cool. And then as a heel, then it's Money Makes the World Go Round by Jackson Gamble and New Politics. Because it's just very snarky, douchey, and I would just have like a very, I'm a rich guy who's only here for the money and the fame gimmick. Like that's... So those are, yeah, my like non-joke is like, no, that's a question I have legit answers ready to go. I do think about
one,
that.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I think that it really depends, like, on what you might be, like, what your mood might be.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would change mine, like, at the drop of a hat, depending on what mood I was in or what what character or who I was, like, what I was trying to do. So it's really hard for me to pick one song, because there's always a bunch of different things that I would think about.
Oh, I just thought of one. If I ever like got super into shape and was like the body guy, like the big muscles, and just like was the strong meat man that was there just to destroy people, then Out of the Black by Royal Blood would be a great one. Just that dun 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 dun.
So what is your answer, Daphne?
Okay, so I have two. One would be, and I'm sure you haven't even heard of...
It's okay. I haven't heard of Pakes, so...
Mm-hmm.
Pakes are really good. Like, they're really good. Wicked Ones by Dorothy would be one. Which I don't think that you have heard.
I think that song was cut.
The song was cut from Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
It was the reprise to Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4-Letter Words by K-Fly.
Okay.
I know that one. I know
It's
K-Fly.
really like, I don't know, it's kind of like, fuck you. You never desert me. And it's kind of like pumps me up. So I like it. So that's what I would pick.
Okay.
I mean, and tomorrow, it could be something else. Because it really, it depends. Or, Jeff, I could be similar to your character that you're playing with the straight jacket, and I could walk out to New Brain from Sky Riley, aka Naomi Scott from Smile 2, and we could be like a team, or I could be your valet. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I should ask you just one more.
How do we determine who wins?
Nobody wins.
The audience wins for listening.
Yes.
The audience wins because they get to listen to us this week. And I wanted to try something different.
I like it.
So I thought it would be cool. Okay, last one. If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you choose and why?
That's going to take me a minute.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, I know exactly who. I have two.
I'm willing to let anybody else go. I don't want people waiting on me, so...
It was like the cool factor versus like reality. Because like any animation I watch now is all kind of like comic booky superhero stuff, whether it's like Invincible or Spider-Man or like... And it's like, yeah, Spider-Man would be like an easy answer, but I'm like, but then you always know, especially if it's like Peter Parker. Well, then it's like, well, I have to go back. What version of Peter Parker? Because I'm not hanging out with a 16-year-old. So it's like, what kind of version? But even then, it's just like, but if I know him as Peter and not just Spider-Man, then anytime you're like within the circle of the secret identity of a superhero, then you're always in trouble. You're always in danger. And I don't know if I want that. Especially Invincible. So it's like
that world is like gets destroyed on a weekly basis.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. But then I'm like, well, is it like what kind of like reality then? Is like if it's like cartoons that I grew up watching and stuff, then it's like, well, then again, a lot of those characters are like kids, and it's like, so I'm like, I got to live in a reality where like I'm also a kid and I fit in with them I have no reason to hang out
with a cartoon character. You can also regress your age. You know, I think let's not make that because the deciding factor here.
Yeah, even though, again, there's danger and superhero and villains and stuff involved, the stakes weren't ever really as high. This is kind of, again, I don't know how many people get this reference, but then it would be Codename Kids Next Door.
I remember the show. I never watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I think I've seen that. I think my nephews might have. No. Someone watched it.
Because that was always fun. I loved that show a lot. I mean, it's just these like 5 kid like spies, like secret agents that were just, you know, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5.
Yes.
Lived in an awesome spy tree house and fought all kinds of crazy villains.
Yes, I remember that one. I think my nephews watched it. What about you, Jeff?
I have no idea. I really don't. Goodness. I'm desperately trying to think of like any shows that I watched or watched now or watched as a kid, and it's like there is nothing coming to my head.
You're blank.
I mean,
yeah, I'm just as blank on this one.
Are you really?
Clue.
Okay, well, I can do mine.
Do yours, yeah.
Okay, so I have 2. One, Nova Forrester. She was the radar operator on Star Blazers, which was my favorite show for like childhood and teenage years. The other one is Princess Carolyn from BoJack Horseman.
Yes.
Because she's just the coolest. And I think she would be so much fun to hang out with. So those are my choices. Good question.
Good choice for sure.
Yeah, I think she'd be fun. I got into BoJack late, but I really enjoyed it. Chris and I watched it, and I was sad when it was over because it was just a lot of fun. Mr. Peanut Butter, Meow Meow Fuzzy Face, the names of some of these characters.
Mm-hmm. BoJack was such an incredible show.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go back and rewatch that. It's kind of introspective, though, sometimes with some of the subject matter, but I think it's kind of cool. Jerry, are you Googling?
I am.
I was trying to think of like some other stuff from my childhood, but I was like, nope, I got nothing.
What was your favorite cartoon as a child?
Probably probably Battle of the Planets was up there. So
excellent. Hang out with one of them.
Some of them were irritating, you know.
I'll say also within that realm of older cartoons. Again, I have to be in the age and I'd have to have the skills to match or else it just doesn't work. But Rocket Power. Those kids were cool too. Was it Otto, Reggie, Sam? Skateboarding. Just being rad. But I'd have to keep up with them. That's a lot.
Yeah. Your legs might get tired.
Yeah.
Okay, I have decided I am going to go with Jay Sherman from The Critic.
Oh my gosh, I can totally see that.
Just hang out, watch movies all the time, and I mean, the guy's not exactly like I wouldn't feel like I'm competing with him too much. Like, he and I are kind of similar in a lot of ways. Yeah, I think he would be, I mean, as much as he's kind of, I don't know the right term for it, bit of a schmuck kind of guy, but, always kind of down on his luck. But, he just seems like he would be fun to hang out with. Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
That is a really good one.
I had to pull that one.
Jerry doesn't want
I had to pull that one. It was like, because I go with the shows I watched as a kid, which is like, either they're, stuff like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe and, He-Man. And it's like, I don't really want to hang out with any of these people. Like, I don't want to be in these, fighting crime and this kind of thing. And then, or...
Nobody said, okay, no one said that you had to go and be in their world. You could just go have a drink. Okay, but there's
none of them that I really am interested in hanging out with. They were fun when I was a kid, but not like... Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then, like the other shows that I watch a lot, whether it's, The Simpsons or Family Guy or anything like that, where I'm like, no, all these people are just stupid or annoying, It's like they're funny to watch, but I would not want to spend 5 minutes with any of them.
Right. Ooh, does a Pokemon count? Like, you can just have a Pokemon? Oh,
sure, why not?
Ooh. Sure.
What's, like, your favorite Pokemon? I think, at least from the originals, if I was, like, to have one, I love Cubone.
I've always been a big fan of Missing No. That's always my go-to. It's always my go-to. Either that or Shuckle. I love Shuckle. Good.
Love Cubone, but he's tragic. Honestly,
it really is.
It really first season of the cartoon, you're like, what are they doing to me? Yeah.
All right, Jerry.
Jerry, if you don't answer this, we can't end the episode.
Oh, darn it. So you're forcing me
to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm trying to think of a cartoon that I watched as a kid that didn't have an irritating character in it.
You're not going to find one of those.
So that eliminates, or, any movie, any Disney movie always had an irritating character. Or mostly,
also, like Daphne was saying, you don't have to go to their world. You can pick the one character in there that you like and bring them here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so I can get rid of them. Yes.
No. Cherry. No, it's pretty simple if you think about it. Just someone that you would like to just hang out with. Be fun to watch a movie or hang out.
Jessica Rabbit, for example.
No.
Oh, God.
No.
I'm surprised that you said no to that.
Yeah, me too.
Well, so is Jessie from Pokemon.
Hey.
But, it's like, I'm afraid that, something bad would happen, because it's like, they always tend to, like, do something stupid.
Jerry, you're thinking about this too
really
hard.
Are.
Yeah. I'm probably
You are. You're thinking about it in such a way that is, it's really meant to be a chill question.
Well, for funsies, how about Scooby-Doo?
Okay.
Bro.
All right.
He's always wanting to eat, though. I mean, that might be an issue, know?
Yeah. I'm okay with that. So.
So the like weird season of Scooby-Doo where like every episode had different like special guests. Simple Plan from that season of Scooby-Doo.
Oh, okay.
No. I've met Simple Plan. They're cool guys. Drop. No.
Yeah. Wow, this could be our longest episode ever. But I guess we'll end it there, and
we got officially started like 20 minutes in.
That interrupted my thought.
Way to go, Pink.
So...
You just messed everything up.
So we're going to end it there. I'm going to hold on to a bunch of these questions, and we might do this again sometime.
This was definitely a nice change of pace.
Yeah. I thought it would be cool to do something a little bit different. It's something I've kind of been tossing the idea around. Like, oh, it would be fun just to answer some, like, fun questions. We do it on This Week in Skating. Sometimes when we do interviews, we'll ask people at the end, like, some fun questions like, who's going to play you in a movie or different things like that. So, thanks for being part of something a little bit different and for humoring me and participating. I really thought it would be a great change of pace for us, and I think that it was.
I agree.
If you like what you've heard, we have been podcasting for quite a while now, like 38, 40 something episodes. There's plenty of episodes in the backlog. You can find everything that you need over at buffalopodcast.com, or you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Buffalo Podcast. Until next time, I wasn't ready.
Oh, no.
It's an interesting sign-off.
But are you ready to be ready?
Oh. I'm ready to be ready.
Excellent.
We'll see you next week.
May you be touched by his noodly appendage.
No sip, Iyab.